I don't know what kind of father is this. This man is a deadbeat, Your Honor. I'm like, where's the money? Oh, don't worry, I got you.
Let me just say the slumlord evicted
What's the
me.
definition of a slumlord? Do you even know what that is?
I let you speak, okay?
You don't even know what the word slumlord is.
Okay.
The detective called, and he was like, yes, I need to talk to you about Miss Anderson. And I said, what about her? He said, she accused you of abusing her children. And I said, what do you mean? Like, the kids love me. They call me uncle.
Plaintiff Woodie Sulejmani says he had to evict the defendant and his family when they stopped paying the rent and utility bills. He's suing for $5,000. Defendant Jose Martinez says his wife and 6 kids had to move in with his brother after the plaintiff illegally evicted them. He says he owes him nothing.
Case 85 on the docket, Sulejmani versus Martinez.
Okay, and welcome to both of you.
Good afternoon,
Thank you,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Good afternoon, and we have here the plaintiff, Woodie, and you are suing the defendant, Mr. Martinez, for $3,000 for unpaid rent, utility bills, and damages.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What do you got?
Well, we are here today because this man is a deadbeat, Your Honor. Didn't pay the rent.
I'll let you talk.
On top of the rent that he didn't
Boy,
pay, he
Your Honor.
stuck me.
Let him speak.
He stuck me.
I'm going to give you your
Cynical.
chance. I'm going to give you a chance. Let him talk first.
He stuck me with a water bill and sewer bill, which was part of the lease, which I have right here,
I'd like to see it.
that he's responsible for utilities. Now I'm
How
stuck.
long has he lived in your building?
It all started in 2017, Your Honor. In
Okay,
November
so he's been there a
2017.
little. He was there for over a year.
A little bit over a year, Your Honor.
Okay.
So he came in with his wife. Everything was fine in the beginning. They saw the house with the realtor. They loved it. It's a very nice house. It's worth almost $500,000, 400 plus. It's a very good condition. They loved it. They signed the lease. They put a security deposit.
Which the house is also breaking down, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance. I
You should
promise.
have.
Okay,
You're
how much?
responsible for it.
How much is the monthly rent?
The monthly rent, Your Honor, is $2,600.
$2,600.
Yes,
And
Your
then the security deposit
It's
is how much?
$3,900, month and a half, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. Monthly.
The house was in excellent condition. On the lease, it says he's responsible to maintain it that way. Maintaining that way, Your Honor, doesn't mean you don't have to pay the bills for it. Doesn't mean damage a garage that's worth $2,500. It doesn't mean your kids being that small. I understand. I got kids of my own too. It doesn't mean you give them permanent markers. I don't know what kind of father is this. Are you responsible giving a kid permanent marker and the kid goes draws all over the wall?
Answer this.
Okay.
Did you
There's
paint
nothing
the
to
house
answer. There's
when I
nothing to
first-
answer.
let him
There's
finish.
nothing to
You'll get
answer.
your chance.
Okay.
You can tell the truth when it's your turn, or you can lie. It's up to you.
Well, we'll see about that.
All right.
I'm telling the
Continue.
truth right now. So
He was paying the rent. In some months it was late, you're saying, but he's paid up in rent from looking at your complaint all the way until the month of January.
he was paying rent on time. A couple days late, I
Okay.
overlooked that.
Okay.
Came October, I guess his wife was giving birth or gave birth. I'm not sure. He was late about 2 weeks. I didn't file for eviction. You know, we were good. We were, friends.
Yeah.
So it was fine by me. I'm not a bad landlord. I give you a break.
Okay.
Money is nice, but family is more important. So
Yes.
money is just numbers. But at the end, the October, I forgave. He paid. I'm saying it's okay. He paid late. I said it's fine. Come November, the same song is playing. I'm like, where's the money? Oh, don't worry, I got you. My kids.
So
He
this was
said,
November.
November.
Got it.
I waited 2 weeks, and then I filed for eviction. A landlord files after the 4th or the 5th. You filed already.
Yeah.
I waited 2 weeks for non-payment. I'm sorry, not eviction.
His story is so inconsistent.
When did you get the money?
Mine is consistent.
When-
Yours is not.
Okay,
When
we'll
did
see.
you get the payment with the late fee for November and December?
The way he paid it is deposited to my account.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes in December.
Sometimes in December.
Yes. Court was in January. So when the court date came, it
He
wasn't
was
different.
already
He
paid
was
up for
already-
November and
Thank you.
December.
But not January.
Not January yet, okay.
So we in court, it doesn't matter what you owe. When you're in court, you got to come there and say, Your Honor, I paid or I owe this much more. Not ignore the court. Be like, whatever.
All right, now let me hear from you.
As far as the whole deadbeat, I don't know what deadbeat would support his 8 kids, 6 which
Deadbeat is when you don't pay the rent.
Okay, don't
I gave you
interrupt
your
him.
chance. Lives with me. 6 of them live with me, including my wife. Okay.
Okay.
She has health issues now. The reason why I'm here, Your Honor, is because this gentleman here. Let me just say the slumlord evicted me.
What's the definition of a slumlord? Do you even
Evicted
know what
me.
that is?
I let you
Sir,
speak.
stop speaking.
Okay. Now, evicted me and my 6 kids illegally. I'll tell you why, Your Honor.
Nothing was
Okay?
done illegally. You
Okay.
should have paid the
Illegally.
rent.
Not allowed to talk.
Sorry.
First
sorry.
of all, please. Okay, that says there that I get I pay late fee, and please, at this point in time, the way you're speaking, I would actually cross-reference your lease and my lease. That's
The lease is
number
the
one.
same
all
one.
right,
Let's
I
change
want to
it.
know.
So now, in November, okay, prior to it was before the 5th, I text this gentleman and I said to him, listen, I'm gonna be late for the November rent. So, however, what I will do, because I am a gentleman, Your Honor, I will compensate you for that, even though I'm still paying the late fee.
What kind of money?
Okay,
How
I
much
gave him
money
a check
did you?
for the month of November, which I
And
received?
for how much?
$5,960. Okay.
$50, yeah.
Now, before I gave him that check, I received this like 2 weeks later.
December 5th, you gave him a check. The check made out to you.
Exactly.
For $5,950. That check, as you wrote,
Included-
it goes for
The month of
The no-
November. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop speaking, sir.
November rent, the $2,600
Yes.
plus $260 late fee.
Yes, sir.
For the December rent,
Yes, Your Honor.
$2,600, and a courtesy fee. I guess that's what you're talking about because you felt badly for that he waited for November and December. You threw
Yes,
in
Your Honor.
another $490. So he gave you a check
Which was the
in
only-
December.
Can I see that, Your
Stop
Honor?
it, both of you. But here is the check made out to you, deposited in your account on December 5th for $5,950. He now did pay for November and the late fee. He now did pay for December plus the late fee, and he paid an additional $490, which I imagine can be applied to whatever is going to be due for January. And then you told the defendant that he has to be out of the house by the 31st.
Your Honor, in court, when I went, he never even showed up. That's one. The judge doesn't ask for the case. All he does is, if one of them doesn't show up, either dismissed or default. So the judge says default. I walked in the clerk's office. I said, he paid some money, he only owes January. By the way, the extra money he's talking about, he didn't give extra for December. He owed late fees.
For December, he paid the rent plus $490, which is more than the late fee.
Your Honor, why would I show up if I paid?
You're not paid up.
Your Honor, that was the only time I
Speak
was
directly
late
to the
was in the
judge.
month of November, Your Honor. In the month of November, which I compensated, there's the slumlord here is what
You
he is.
stop-
to put-
you don't even know
Stop
what the
the
word
name
slumlord
calling.
is.
Okay, a result of that, this is what happened here. In January, he evicted me, a warrant of removal, okay, which I never got a notice to appear in court because he used the same docket
Because it was
from
never
November.
dismissed.
I didn't have to, it said, the document
was-
stated that if I
Your Honor, it
paid,
was never
I
dismissed. I
wouldn't
don't know what
have
he's
to go
talking
to
about.
court.
Stop speaking.
If I paid, I wouldn't have to go to court. So why would I show up? It was your job to go to court and say, well,
Speak
listen, my
directly to the
tenant
judge.
paid.
Do not
Yes.
speak to the plaintiff.
It was-
My tenant
Sir, stop
paid.
speaking. Allow him
and
to
he
talk.
never did that, Your Honor. And then in January, I was forced to basically swallow my pride, take my 6 kids,
You had
my
it.
wife, and stay in my brother's living room because of what this gentleman did. Listen, I'm here because of the principle of you
You're here because you're not
evicting me
paying your
with a
bills.
false notice.
Some pictures on the monitor, Judge.
That's where I was staying, Your Honor.
What is this a picture of?
Those are my twins when I was staying at my brother's.
Oh, at the brothers. Okay,
Yes.
okay. One more question. The lease says that you must pay utilities.
Yes.
And what do you owe on the utilities? He's saying it's showing evidence of...
Listen, it might have, which I mentioned. The only thing was the water bill, but other than that, nothing, Your Honor. The
I
other
want to
thing
see
is-
what the current utility bill is for while you were there.
Plus, Your Honor, in
But then
court, he
again,
never
Your Honor,
showed up.
just to
He owed a
remind you,
balance of $29.60 in court. I don't know
Okay.
what he's talking about paid up.
My lease ended in November. I paid
You haven't
December's
paid
rent.
one time, sir.
I-
What are you talking about? It's right there. Not even one
My
payment.
lease ended in November. I paid him November, December rent with whatever courtesy fee. He's saying I was never late, Your Honor, other than the month of November and January.
October, too.
And then
October,
in
you were
January,
late.
no, I was not.
For the time that you were there,
Mm-hmm.
you owe for the utilities.
I'm not arguing. about
Okay,
that.
I'm
Yes,
just trying to figure out how
absolutely,
much
Your
that
Honor.
is.
Yes.
Because I have to now
I
determine.
think it was $1,200.
Right. So, the plaintiff is suing for unpaid rent. I'll decide
Okay,
on that.
absolutely, Your Honor.
On the utility bills and the damages to the property which you said
Yes,
on
sir,
the
I have
thing
proof
on
right
the-
here.
Let me just look at it for a
When I
second.
moved in, Your Honor, this gentleman, the walls, everything. Ask him who painted the house, who fixed the house.
I
He
didn't
never
say
fixed anything in the house.
I didn't say I'm giving him the
Yes.
damages. I'm asking what he's claiming.
He didn't even pay January's rent. I don't know what he's talking about. Damages. He haven't even got to January's rent.
I
yet.
didn't have a lease, and you
So it's
falsely
for free? You live for free?
removed me out of the
All
house.
right.
I
Gentlemen, you
moved
could
on the
stop speaking.
29th.
Do you still have his security deposit?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I
A
have.
month and a half.
I have-
3,900?
Honor,
Month and a
3,600.
half.
I have the letter that I sent to him via fax. Via text message, also certified letter that he,
You can
again,
remain at the stand,
he's
sir.
responsible. He's not even picking it up. It shows the damages minus his security. The letter is right there. It's not even open, Your Honor.
Listen,
It was certified.
he's lied about everything
Plus
else.
a
Why not
text
lie about
message
that?
with the actual picture of what I sent him.
So,
Your Honor,
you
the-
still, I didn't ask you
I'm
to
sorry.
speak. You still are holding $3,900 in,
Yes, sir.
36 or 39?
39.
In the security deposit.
Yes, sir.
You are going to get to hold on to the security deposit, half of which will take care of normal wear and tear of living in a house. When you're living in a house with children, sometimes there's going to be marks on the wall. Anyone who's had a child knows that. So hold on to the $3,900 security deposit, half of which will go to damages, and half of which will go to pay the utility bills that he owns. So the $3,900 is yours, and
Your Honor,
the
I'm on-
unpaid rent I'm dismissing.
How is it possible, Your Honor? He never paid me January. He got evicted in
And
February.
I'm saying that there is, in this court's judgment, which you
But, Your
filed
Honor,
the suit.
even
you're
the
coming,
garage door
You
itself-
filed the suit and you're asking me for a decision. And I'm giving you a decision that says I don't see a deadbeat here. I see a guy that's still owed for January, but had to suddenly get out of the house by the end of the month and had a family. And it wasn't like he wasn't paying. And the history is that he did pay for November. He did pay in December. He also paid a little extra. He has a history of being late, but ultimately he pays. That's a pretty extreme thing to evict a family. So I find you get to keep the security deposit. You got him out of the place. The family has moved.
In February,
Case
sir.
dismissed.
You know what? Let's not waste any more time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to-
My story was heard, and hopefully no one else would rent from this individual again.
Plaintiff Eugene Carter claims his life was destroyed when the defendant falsely accused him of abusing her children. He's suing for $5,000 for defamation. Defendant, Sade Anderson, claims her child complained to her about abuse. So she did what she had to do.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's case number 122 on the docket. Carter versus Anderson.
And welcome to both of you.
How you doing?
You are suing the defendant, Ms. Anderson, for $5,000 for defamation.
I know Miss Anderson for about 10 years. She falsely accused me of harming her children.
How were you involved with her children?
I was a babysitter through the state for her.
Yeah, how does all this start?
She said, "Oh, Mr. Carter, I need you to babysit for me." I said, "Okay, cool. That's a little bit extra money."
So you're there taking care of the kids. Now, how did all this come about now?
Okay, one Sunday, just relax and watch your TV. I get this call. The detective called me. And he was like, "Yes, I need to talk to you about Miss Anderson." And I said, "What about her?" He said, "Yeah, well, she accused you of abusing her children." And I said, "What do you mean? Like, the kids love me. They call me uncle."
Yeah.
You know? And he said, "Well, she got a report on you, and I need to talk to you." By me finding out that my name was on the list, one of my jobs that I had applied for, they sent a background check. And they told me, once the background check comes back, I will be hired. But once it came back as me being registered on a child abuse list. And I
Okay,
won't be.
the Office of Children and Family Services finds, our decision means we did not find that there was enough believable information to prove you abused or maltreated a child, and the report is sealed. According to the report here, they found that
Nothing.
nothing happened. Okay. In terms of your suit, which is for defamation, your suit is saying, hey, wait a second, this was unfounded, this is hurting your reputation.
It hurt my family.
The authorities found there was nothing there. So that is what this suit is about.
Yes.
Obviously, if there was a finding that abuse happened,
It would be over for me.
it's over for you.
Yes.
That's not what they found. Now, why do you think all this happened?
Well, one day she had, when I was working for her, she had told me, ACS going to call you and ask you a couple of questions. She'd been having problems with her children. I wish you could go and see the reports about her children. They are a handful. And that's all I said to the ACS lady, that yes, she does need assistance because she had 4 little kids. I didn't badmouth her nothing.
Why did you file a report on him?
My daughter came to me one night when he was actually supposed to watch my children. She told me that she does not want him to come here. She told me out her own mouth when he thought she was sleeping that he tried to touch her in an inappropriate manner. As far as him saying, like, I'm falsely accusing him, why would my daughter come out of nowhere and tell me that?
And what happened with that complaint?
I got her examined medically.
What did they find?
It wouldn't be no findings like if somebody was rubbing against her or...
I believe she did that because she believed I told ACS something wrong on her.
All right, this is what has been given to me so far, listening to both your stories. Obviously, there's nothing more serious than what she was alleging. That was, the authorities looked into that. I can't second guess authorities, I can only take the information that I'm given. After they investigated, they concluded that nothing bad had happened, at least not any abuse. So they cleared you of that.
Yes, sir.
So now you're coming to this court. That's just background, important, but background. You're coming now and saying you're filing a defamation suit because you're saying this whole incident damaged your
reputation. And finding work.
This whole case was sealed.
But it wasn't sealed. It wasn't sealed till just now. I had to go through a whole year of worrying if the cops coming in.
Any parent who thinks that their child has been messed with is going to do the first thing that she did,
Yeah.
which is to go. So that I get. I'm now only dealing with the issue of how much damage you got, other than feeling badly and worried and scared to death. Whatever she did was reasonable. I have no evidence before me that what she did was unreasonable. If it was your child and your child came to you and said something, even if it wasn't true, you don't know that. So you're going to do a reasonable thing. It turned out that you were innocent.
All the suffering and the pain and the mind-boggling and my family had to go through.
You are suing in this case solely for defamation of character, and therefore I have to dismiss the case.
Well, I know I didn't do nothing, and I'm a good person, and it's just was stressful.
I think it was fair, and I don't feel like he made it seem like I had a reason to sit there and lie on him.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.